Hi everyone, Ravi Singh from Remax Hallmark Realty, and thank you for joining me. This is State of the Market episode 3.3. It's been 3 years that we've been running these State of the Markets now, and today is actually a special edition. It's coming sort of outside of our regular calendar of State of the Market talks, and today we're not looking at our normal metrics of um, months of inventory, listings to sales ratio, and looking at different data, and we're also not looking at um, field experience. We're not looking at the stories that are happening specific to the field. What we're looking at today is the federal budget. And in particular, by the way, Alexander, Wigna, Andy, hello. Auntie Janet, hello. What we're looking at today in particular is the federal budget. And in Bill Morneau's federal budget announcement that was announced this week, there were a few things specific to the real estate housing market. Now, the first thing that came up in the real estate housing market sector with regards to the budget was that the RRSP maximum withdrawal amount is going to increase for first-time home buyers and for RRSP withdrawals. It will increase from $25,000 to $35,000. What that means is if you have money in your RRSP that you'd like to use towards a home purchase, let's just say you're a young couple and you've been saving, you've been putting money into your RRSP. Now you can take out as much as $70,000 instead of before $50,000. The second thing that came out in the announcement, Seth, Shant, hello, Sean, hello. The second thing that came out in the announcement, and it's got a mixed bag of reviews, and I'll give my own opinion on it as well. But the second thing that came out was an announcement regarding a shared equity mortgage. Now, the government of Canada has put aside some money, and let's be aware that money that they put aside is taxpayers' money to incent home buyers from a particular income bracket for a particular purchase price with regards to their purchase of a 5% shared equity mortgage on resale homes or a 10% shared equity mortgage on new homes. What that means is, let's just say, you're a young couple, you've been saving, and you buy a home for $400,000. And let's just say you had 10% down, which was $40,000. Well, the government, if this was a resale home, will actually issue a shared equity loan of as much as $20,000 on this purchase price. And if it's a brand new home, as much as $40,000. What that means is it will bring down the money monthly that you're obligated. You will actually be able to receive some money for down payment, which will bring down the cost of your monthly mortgage commitment. The federal government has given a lot of outlines. They haven't elaborated on certain things as yet, and it's definitely worthwhile to fill in all the blanks, and we're looking forward to hearing more about this. But what they've said is that it should bring down the average household home housing cost by as much as $225 a month. So let's dissect these two things and let's take a look at them and let's see how they benefit the housing market and overall who they benefit most. So the first thing is, if you're a first-time home buyer, this is very exciting. This is stimulus for the economy. This is stimulus for home purchasing. And if you're a renter looking to get into your first home, this is a program that didn't exist a couple months back. So it's definitely an exciting program if you fall into that criteria. The second thing is government has made it very, very, very aware that they're looking to incent the millennial target market. The goal is, if you're looking at a purchase in the 400,000 range from a price point, this is ideal for you as well. Sean, thanks very much for the comment. Really appreciate that. In terms of the RSP contributions, this is also a very, very, very strong incentive for first-time home buyers. So again, focus on a particular subsegment of the market. I do think that the RSP withdrawal amount increase has been long overdue. I think that this is a very good thing, and I know that as purchase prices have gone up, the RSP withdrawal amount has stayed the same. So to increase the RSP withdrawal amount, that is a fantastic, fantastic plan from the federal government, in my opinion. The second thing, this whole shared equity mortgage, well, this is one of many things that the federal government could have done. The federal government, they could have increased the CMHC amortization amount. The federal government, they could have also removed some of these stress test lending practices. Hi, Mike, Ozzy, hello. The federal government could have done a lot of things, but didn't. Instead, they came up with this shared equity mortgage. And we still are not clear on a couple things. If it's a shared equity mortgage, when you sell, are you simply repaying the amount that you borrowed? Or are you repaying a proportionate amount based on the future sale price? So what I mean by that is if you bought a home for $400,000 and they lend you $20,000, and let's just say you sell it for $600,000, well, are you paying them back the 20 grand? Or are you now paying them proportionately more? If it was 5% that they lend you, 5% of 600,000 would be 30 grand. So this is not something that they've made aware as yet. Also, if there's a loss, let's just say you bought a home for 400,000, now it's worth 300,000. Do you pay them back the same percentage amount, or do you pay them a proportionate percentage based on the loss that you've bared? So these are all questions that are coming up with regards to this particular shared equity plan from the government. I had the pleasure of speaking to one of my mortgage advisors, Rami from TD, who's in-house at our office. Shout out to you. And he also said he's digesting a lot of this and he's trying to figure out, well, where does this really fall in? And also it's going to be interesting to see how lenders work with this as well. In my opinion, and this is disclaimer, this is solely opinion. This is not factual now. This is me just taking a look at the data, taking a look at the facts and giving some analysis. Well, I do think that this will be stimulus for the real estate market. I think it will trickle in with first-time home buyers. And as sales happen, it will positively affect the activity for secondary or move up buyers. What we're going to see is the stimulus is going to continue to breathe air and energy into the real estate market. And we're also going to be well aware that the media will have a field day with this. And they're going to be talking about this. And they're going to be endorsing the idea that now you have new incentives when you're going out to buy a home. When you really, really dissect it, I personally don't think that this was the best play from the federal government. I think they could have done other things. But that being said, this is their option, and this is something that they're doing to encourage the market. The other thing that I think is really interesting is, and we have to be mindful of this, when they're spending this money, it means we're spending this money. It means that we are, as taxpayers, spending this money. And a lot of people have criticized the federal government that this may in fact just merely be an opportunity for them to quote unquote buy votes. When you spend money, you must pay it back. And unfortunately, that could come at the cost of taxpayers one way or another. So we're interested in seeing that. I did hear an analysis saying, look, we're a $2 trillion economy and we're running, basically a 2% deficit, which is fine and which is healthy. I think only the future will be able to tell us whether or not these things are good for Canada. I personally, I'm not a big fan of taxes that are not needed, and I know we spend a lot on taxes, so we'll see how that all plays out. I found that small government with a conscious citizenship base does well. But that being said, all that aside, the most important thing I think is there are new incentives. I think that with these incentives, it's worthwhile looking at how they may affect you. From the who, I think it's going to affect a lot of first-time home buyers. Secondarily, I think it's stimulus that's going to positively affect and drive demand into the housing market. What that means, unfortunately, is prices. If you're thinking about a correction, well, we've got limited supply, and we may in fact have more buyers. That generally leads to an increase in prices. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. My personal opinion, if you're interested in discussing a purchase, discussing a sale, talk to a local real estate representative who knows your market and can dissect your specific market. As always, we're happy to help and happy to be involved. We do keep an eye on many different areas and really focus in on certain ones, and get informed. Make sure you know what's going on. In terms of this budget, the only sort of question mark is how will this spending affect us in the future? But in the short term, it's stimulating the economy. As always, you can find us at Facebook/Conexus Group, conexusgroup.ca, Instagram @Conexus Group, and you can message me here at any time. Thanks very much, and thank you to the people who've been reaching out. It is going to be a very healthy, very strong spring market, and we're here to help with anything real estate related. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch up soon.